What if I told you that you could seriously upgrade your home's security in less time than it takes to brew a pot of coffee? Well, today we're going to tackle a really simple DIY skill that does exactly that. And trust me, it pays for itself in peace of mind.
So, when is this actually a must do? Just think about it for a second. Have you just moved into a new place? I mean, who knows how many copies of that old key are floating around out there? Or, oh, that classic sinking feeling in your stomach, you've lost your keys. These are the moments you need to act, and act fast. And that's really what this is all about. You don't need to call in an expensive locksmith for this job. We're going to walk you through how to solve a pretty major security issue with a fix that's super simple and fast. Seriously, anyone can do this. Okay, so let's break down the exact moments when changing your lock isn't just a good idea, it's an absolute necessity. There are really three main times this is crucial. First, you move into a new house. You have zero idea who else has a key. Second, you lose your keys, which, let's be honest, creates an immediate risk. And finally, and this is a big one, don't ignore a lock that feels stiff or worn out. That's basically a warning sign it could fail on you. For all these, just changing the barrel is the smartest, fastest fix. Right, before we grab any tools, let's get on the same page about what we're actually replacing. It's called the lock barrel, or sometimes a Euro cylinder. The main thing you need to know is that this is a totally self-contained unit. You're not ripping your door apart or anything like that, you're just swapping out this one little central piece. All right, here we go, the main event. We're gonna walk through this 7-step process, and you're about to see just how ridiculously simple this is. First things first, open the door. Now this sounds super obvious, I know, but it's so you don't accidentally lock yourself out. Next, look on the edge of the door, right on that metal strip. You'll spot one screw that lines up perfectly with the keyhole. That's our guy, the cylinder retaining screw. Go ahead and unscrew it completely and put it somewhere safe. Don't lose it. Now for the magic trick. This is the part that makes the whole thing so easy. Put your key in the lock. You're not going to turn it all the way. No, just a tiny little turn, maybe 10 to 15 degrees. This small movement is what lines up the internal part, called the cam, so the barrel can actually slide out. So with the key turned just a bit, apply a little pressure and try to pull the barrel out. If it doesn't budge right away, don't force it. Just give the key a gentle little wiggle back and forth as you pull. You'll literally feel it when it suddenly lets go. That's the sweet spot you're looking for. Okay, with the old barrel out, we've hit the most important step of all, measuring. You absolutely cannot guess this part. You need to measure from the central screw hole to the inside edge, and then from that same screw hole to the outside edge. Most UPVC doors aren't symmetrical, so you'll probably get two different numbers, something like 35 and 45 millimeters. Write them both down. And now for the satisfying part, the installation. Just slide your new, correctly sized cylinder into the door, making sure that little cam is aligned. Pop that fixing screw you saved back in and tighten it up. But don't go crazy. Over-tightening can actually jam the whole mechanism. Then the final essential step. Test the lock with the door open, from both the inside and the outside, to make sure everything's running smoothly. Okay, so you've just mastered the basic replacement. Pretty cool, right? Now let's level up your game with a few pro tips that make a huge difference for your home's security. Look, if you're already going to the trouble of changing the lock, don't just replace it. Upgrade it. You want to look for what's called a 3-star rated cylinder. This is, without a doubt, the single best upgrade you can make to protect your door from a really common break-in method called lock snapping. And this all goes back to why our measurements were so critical. The face of the lock barrel has to be flush with your door handle. If it sticks out even by a few tiny millimeters, you've just created a massive weak point. It gives a burglar the perfect spot to clamp on with a tool and just snap the lock. A flush fit is a secure fit, period. And hey, to keep that shiny new lock working perfectly for years, a little maintenance goes a long, long way. Once or twice a year, just give it a quick shot of a silicone-based lubricant or a little puff of graphite powder. But whatever you do, never, ever use oil like WD-40. It's a total dust magnet and will just gum up all the tiny pins inside over time. So let's wrap all this up with the most important thing to remember. At the end of the day, this is all about empowerment. One of our sources put it perfectly, saying, this is an easy way to enhance security and avoid expensive callouts. You've just learned a skill that does exactly that. It makes your home safer while saving you time and money. So, to sum it all up, this is a quick, high-impact DIY job that saves you a bit of cash and makes you safer. But let's be real, security is not the place to be taking chances. If at any point you feel unsure or something just isn't going right, the smartest thing you can do is call a professional locksmith.
And that just leaves us with one final thought. You now have the knowledge to check and upgrade one of the most critical security points in your entire home. So tonight, go take a good look at your front door and ask yourself, is this thing really my weakest link?